Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Alright guys, welcome back to IEM Sydney. We are obviously during the group stage currently where it's pretty grueling. It's best of ones for now. It's a lot of just quick, dirty matches that we're kind of getting our teeth stuck into, eh?
Yeah, I love it quick and dirty, and this might be another one of those that
Yeah.
could go the same way, couldn't it?
much.
Fnatic taking on Chiefs. That's going to be fun, but I mean, Fnatic is another team you just don't really know what to expect from. They had that little peak, winning Katowice, winning WSG, making, cool, like little over like $1 million in 2 weekends. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent way to spend your weekend,
It's
right?
not a bad pair of weeks.
No, but obviously the opponent being Chiefs, curious one coming into these guys. Again, I don't really know too much about the scene. Again, we kind of get these glimpses, right? We come over here for Sydney. Occasionally these teams will make it through the qualifiers and we get to see them at these kind of international events, but it's a matter of consistency. You'll see some of the player names kind of creep back up into place, but again, how do they fare against the bigger teams? We've seen Tyler with the upset, but beyond that, it's kind of gone the way we've roughly expected. Obviously, the Astralis game going on currently on the mainstream could kind of switch
Nice
things
close
up.
affair.
You love to see it. The Astralis fan in me's hurting slightly, but I'll move on from it. But
I've been on the energy hype train from
I
the
know.
online matches.
It's been there.
A
I've
decent
seen it.
amount, yeah.
Yeah. It's good to see it kind of transferring to the offline stages. That's the thing everyone wanted to see is does it actually make its way through? And clearly, so far it has been. But again, into this matchup, Fnatic, a little bit of a question mark. I feel when we get to the bigger tier 1 teams, once we get through these group stages, I feel that that's when you kind of put the question mark towards them. How do they fare against the big boys? Is that team synergy still there? But for Chiefs, what can they achieve? I don't know what their map pool looks like. And if you're Fnatic, again, it's kind of like the similar prospect, I guess, but to a different standard, different degree. If you look at the Boot Mouse Sports game, how do you approach this mentally?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because Fnatic has always been that team of like no one really kind of knows what's coming. So for Chiefs to kind of, you can't really prepare. That's always been the story of Fnatic. And yes, since they've got Golden, they've had a little bit more structure added in. You can probably have a little bit more prediction of how they're playing. But with guys like JW, guys like Flusha, you never really know. Like you can never feel too confident in that. So that's going to be the main thing for Chiefs, spending a lot of time just kind of battling it out here over in Australia. Obviously, completely different style of play, completely different level of competition, and every round is going to be challenged by Fnatic. These guys are the epitome of that no respect style. They're going to be force buying. They're going to be rushing. They're going to be attacking. They're going to be making individual plays. They're making plays that don't make sense. So if you're Chiefs, you've really got to be on the ball in a lot of different ways, and you have to do it consistently. And that's going to be the tough part for them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at Chiefs as kind of the next in line. There was a lot of kind of talk about them initially. They got a good couple of results, been pretty decent while they've been out here, of course. But again, it's not normally just about that regional CS. It's how do you break out from that? Renegades, love them or hate them, they have a lot of eyes towards them when they first came through into the international scene.
I did pose that nice little question to our Australian brethren. Does everyone in Australia want to see Renegades fail? And I got 2 yeses and 1 no.
It's weird, isn't it? It's
like, all right,
they left us. How dare they? How dare they leave?
No, I think more of it has been. I think that's kind of an unfair question and maybe like not phrased properly. I don't think anyone necessarily wants to see them fail, but I think they want more Australian players and teams to get opportunities, in the mainland of Europe, in the mainland of North America, whatever it might be. And obviously Renegades has been the only team doing that for some time and probably haven't capitalized upon it in the way that most Australian people within the scene would like them to.
Yeah, I think obviously when you become the fan favorite, right, everyone looks at you to set the marker.
It's easy to hate the fan favorite.
Exactly,
isn't it?
it really is. It's
Which
like once
is
you
kind
get
of backwards.
It is a very strange mentality, but it does seem as though we actually have an interview with Fnatic lined up for you guys. So let's get stuck into that and we're going to hear what they thought coming into this matchup and this event.
When we practice more of like team play together, and that's like always our main focus because we are better together than being alone doing crazy stuff. We start like 1 p.m. We have 1 hour briefing of what we're gonna do today and new tactics, talk about mistakes and all that stuff. Then we practice 3 hours straight against other top teams. After that, we have 1 hour break to eat or chill or wherever. Then we back at it again 2 more hours, then we're done for the day. Sometimes it's my hobby, this is what I love to do, and sometimes it feels like it's my job. Like I wake up, I do my routines, like I prepare, and it feels like a job. It really does. And I still in this mood that, wow, I'm doing this. This is crazy. So at the same time, it's my job, and I don't know, I kind of love it. So I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Always good to hear from the kind of the guy who brought Fnatic back to the limelight a little bit there. Obviously, they were in that kind of missing stage. They kind of went away. They got this new IGL, brought him up, and the results got good.
And then they cut him.
Yes.
And then they brought him back. They said, no, we've changed our mind.
Yeah, we want you all along.
Yeah.
It's like when you get dumped,
Been a
but
wild
then
ride, yeah.
see, it's the worst thing when someone dumps you and they're like, but we can still be friends.
Are we gonna turn
Like,
this
do you
into
wanna,
like
like,
a
try and
a
come back
psychiatry
together?
office, Lauren? Is there something you want to talk about? You gonna something going on? No. Yes, it is gonna be an interesting scenario for Fnatic.
Please.
I actually don't know where this is gonna go in terms of maps.
God only knows. I mean,
Dust 2. Let's just do it.
I'd
Let's
love
get it out
to
of the
see a
way.
bit of that.
I
You
would
know what?
too.
I'd be
been a
down.
hot
I
minute.
actually hate Dust 2. Just gonna put it out there. Hate the map. I feel it's still one-dimensional. I think we're still going to see teams playing the same strats. I've talked to a couple of teams.
Hell yeah.
And they've said because smokes are a little bit different, like a couple of the surfaces are a little bit different, but you can essentially still run the exact same thing. So I think the
Cool.
teams you used to see being very strong in it may look back into it quicker than others. I know the fun match for me is if FaZe and Astralis play, right? Because last time we had that kind of like question of Cobble. Will those two play that match?
Oh, yeah.
And we had them actually play the veto game. I know that both of them have played it in
That was
practices.
Sydney of last year, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've had some good times with those two, so I really want to see that matchup kind of come through. So hopefully they do, make it to that point.
I absolutely
But,
hate Cobble though. I'm so happy it's gone.
I still kind of like Cobble. I'm still down for it. I'm
You
still down.
disgust me.
Anything related to what we're saying, or just generally, just like nah, just generally not a fan.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think Dust 2 would be kind of a cool affair. I don't know if it's going to be that immediate kind of conversion of teams if they were good on it previously, just going to bring it back and it's going to be in their wheelhouse. Obviously, it's going to be familiar. But I think from the trends that we've seen in the past when new maps have been brought in, when Nuke was reintroduced, when Cobble came in, like these were like big advantages for teams, like the first teams to pick it up and add it into their kind of their map veto process and add it as a map they could play. It gives you a little bit of a leg up, maybe artificially for like a month or two.
Absolutely.
But let's go for it.
It kind of gives you that not free veto, but it gives you that additional option, right? You can leave it in the pool, even if maybe you're not ideally eyeing it up. Teams know you've been cracking it. So again,
on the other hand, it is like the most individual map in the world. So to allow Fnatic to bust that one out.
Would you do it?
Yeah. Would you really want to?
No, absolutely not. No, I am curious. Again, this is what we're going to wait and find out. Fnatic, you can talk about their map pool, but I mean that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to match up against Chiefs. We are going to have a look at the veto and see what we've actually had coming through here, so we can find out what we're going to be going down on.
Dust 2. Oh, it's still there, Lauren. It's going to happen. I can feel it.
Yes, good boys, Chiefs. We've got a bit of Mirage. Mirage is kind of your staple diet, right? It feels like most people are comfortable by now on this map. Most people can play it by now to a decent standard. And I think it should at least provide us a decent game. I don't know to what standard we're going to see it from the Chiefs, especially against a Fnatic, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, and it's one of those maps where you can have everything kind of set in and you can have all the smokes. Obviously, executes are easy, but when you're playing against a team on Fnatic's level, you cannot just have the most basic A hits, can you? You can't just live and die by that one. It's an easy thing to fall into if nothing else is working. Maybe you get lucky in a post plant, but it's not something you can just lean upon and repeat it over and over again. Eventually, it's going to get figured out and stopped. So it's going to be interesting to see what Chiefs can bring out in. Because remember as well, we just saw that boot game on Mirage where it was like, yeah, you had some like really interesting things that you bust out early on, and then once you started losing, there was nothing that boot had to go to in terms of their depth. This is a popular map for pretty much every team to play. It gets played very frequently by all the tier 1 teams. They're going to have plenty of options. If you're Chiefs, you need to be having 2 to 3 different defenses that you can go to. You need to be having 2 different styles of offense that you can go into. And the question becomes, are you actually prepared for it?
Because I've been playing WoW recently, I just keep thinking of Illidan saying, you are not prepared. You never played WoW?
I never played WoW.
Are you kidding me?
That's one of the games I've never touched. It's not the one, but it's one of the games
it's like one of the big ones.
All the rest of you nerds got into, and I kind of stayed away from.
How dare you? What is this like aloof attitude of you nerds? Like,
listen,
Jason.
If there's any game in the world that you can just straight up just call someone a nerd for playing, it is World of Warcraft. So just accept it.
Fine, I'll give you that. But yeah, Chiefs up against Fnatic. My feelings are hurt, but at least we will have the game starting up. Mirage being the
A-Stream update. It's tied up. It's gone overtime. 15-15.
Bonus rounds.
Yep.
Bonus rounds.
I love a good bonus round.
There we go. Don't know if that's going to be the case in this one. Prove me wrong. I'd love to see it. Please don't. I'm tired, actually. Like. Lock it
We're
down,
suffering
boys.
from the jet lag as well.
Yeah.
There's little mini naps from 3 a.m. to like
Ooh.
5 a.m. and
Oh, it's been real rough.
it's been a bit haggard at times.
As am I.
Chiefs are going to start with a heavy play towards this B bomb site. Here we go. Flashbangs over. Lecro, the only one at the site. He's going to fall back. Go for an off angle. Deals great damage on attack. Oh, that's a nice headshot. That's the bomb down as well.
Lecro.
That's going to be tough to recover.
Nice.
Although I don't think JW realized it or just didn't want to hold the ankle. Look at the aggression. They're going to push forward to market, and Golden shuts it down 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. And it looks like Fnatic want the fight too. You can see them taking these fights and winning the vast majority of them. Good for a plant to come out, but that shot, Flasher, a scary man if he starts going early. That's a little terrifying. But overall, it will be first round Fnatic. Good plant coming from the Chiefs. They kind of just went for something real clean cut, just hit that B site, get in there, get the bomb down. Job done on that front. Sadly, beyond getting Lecro down, there was not much more to be seen, and Fnatic kept control.
This is what I think. This is where a lot of these teams from Australia and you know, even just the Oceanic region in general are going to struggle. Chiefs, obviously, the main point of that attack isn't the B hit, right?
Yep.
It's the play towards market that two players make. And even if Golden doesn't hit both of those shots, JW was ready for it as well. JW was waiting for that. It was going to be a bait and switch. Golden ends up getting both of the kills like pretty much instantly, but JW was going to be there to shut it down. And I think that's where, you know, those kind of plays probably work magnificently against the more disorganized squads that they're used to playing in the region. And now when you put them against Fnatic, you know, those are things they've been playing against for years now. So they're going to be ready for those kind of small tricks. It's going to have to be something much, much more clever if you're Chiefs to get you some round wins.
Oh. It's brutal.
That
I know
headshot sound is so satisfying when it's immediate, isn't it?
it's a little nasty.
Yeah.
It's like bite the pillow sort of thing. Hey, Jesus. Jesus ain't going to save you now. Not in this game, Chiefs. You got to dig real deep. We have a gun recovered. But you can see the close coming in. And there it is. JW, 3 kills, aggression. He's the man who loves a bit of this as well. He lives in this environment of let me push just about everyone on this map. Let me be that aggressor.
And if they don't stop him, it's just going to be unrelenting.
Yep.
Well, first gun run here for Chiefs off the back of that plant in the first run. The previous no armor, just some of the Glocks and utility. Maybe a P250, but here they're going to have the AK-47s. 5 of them, to be exact, with 3 smokes.
Good counting. Very exact. Love it.
Didn't want to guess.
No.
Don't want to leave the audience in case there's audio-only users at the moment.
Those
Gotta let them
listening
know
on
there's
Winamp.
all 5 AKs.
Wait, should I do an audio broadcast? God, I remember those. Good old days.
I didn't have to live in that hell.
That fresh hell. Everything was descriptive. It's a B-hit coming in.
Ooh.
That Crow, that's an 8.5. Damage done in plenty. Texter is in trouble. He's already kind of been taken down to 25. Flusher lines one up, drops it down, and they've had to back away.
Oh, they've blown their loan for nothing. It's happened. They've got to back away. All the nades are gone. Flashbang smokes, none of it.
Don't move on like you did just... Oh, sweet Jesus.
You hate to see it. There's no HP loss on the Fnatic team as well.
Yep.
This is a nightmare of epic proportions. And Chiefs are going to have to fight their way for every inch from here.
I don't know what they can get out of this. It's so hard. You've got like so little information on the rest of the map. You've got mid control, which is actually a bit of a godsend. I'm really surprised they're able to get that. But you can see Crim's instantly aware that this is a possibility. Perfectly lined up, knocks him down. Flusher then kind of adds the pressure from short. It's that push and pull that you're just not going to get away from. And this Frostfire is deadly. Apoc with a good shot. And the follow-up to the third would be Sublime. He's going to try it. Doesn't get it. JW, again, ready for action. And Sterling.
Yeah. Apoc does well, and so does, I mean, those 3 kills they get are basically players in transition. So Fnatic getting a little bit caught out in that regard, and this is actually, considering it's a 5-on-5 with no nades, that actually turned out much, much better for Chiefs than I expected it to. 3 kills in the plant. You got to be at least decently happy. Oh, we love that in Counter-Strike. Overwatch might not, but yeah,
guys,
Counter-Strike loves it.
When's the Bully Hunter going to join the server?
Who's the bully?
Name the bully. Oh, man, I'm going to be fired one day. Real soon. I really want Bully Hunter _77 to get in on the server. Have a chat with JW. Sort him out with that maneuver. Knife to the back.
I'd like to see them have to beat JW in a game. That'd be fun.
Oh, God. Can you imagine that? Like, this guy's being real mean. And it's like, well, ugh. Can we just leave it as it is? How about that mute function, huh? All right, but look at the economy now for Chiefs, obviously. The state of the first 3 rounds, I do feel as though the point you brought up of it being a little bit sloppy in that last round to a degree of losing out on players and Chiefs doing quite well, I feel as though because Fnatic are going to be so aggressive and willing to take these kind of, I guess, further fights than you'd imagine, you're going to see more of that. I think you're going to see sloppy rounds that do just get locked out in the end. Now, there is danger in that, of course. Chiefs could, work a way in. But this is just a matter of trying to get through this round. I don't see much coming out of it. They haven't really caused too many rotations. But look at the information Lekro's already finding. I mean, it's all being read. He's literally up by B. He's seen nothing here. All right, guys, anyone over by B? Why don't you just skedaddle back towards A because you know what's coming. Golden now can confirm it. Little flash over the top. I used to love that one from Taz. Still love it. Still works. 2D steps. Bang it out. Should have a follow-up. Does have it. And supports there.
Playing the delay as well. Golden just kind of baiting him into a commitment there at the top of the ramp, and his teammates coming in from connector as well. 4-0, very quick. Plant in the previous round going to help out 3 players on the Chief side with 0 kills, which is not great.
Not mentally as well. Like you kind of, I don't know.
The goose
like,
egg is a tough thing to get over. It's
it
fine.
really is.
It's fine 4 rounds in. You've only had 1 gun round. This is only the 2nd time,
Yep.
so it happens. But moving forward, if it sticks around, that's when it could just be draining.
Yeah, the mental warfare that Fnatic can bring is pretty painful. But utilities there, orbs out for Sterling. This is a good round, good potential for Chiefs. Let's see if they keep this under wraps. It looks like they're expecting aggression throughout the map, kind of defaulting their way out. Hard to tame Fnatic though. It's not like they play aggressive and then think, I guess we're out of luck. They're not actually here. They'll keep going, which is the scary part. But for now, they've actually kept themselves relatively controlled. Flusher eyeing up his prey at the moment, seeing if anyone walks through. Dexter could be the one in trouble, but we do see that play back towards A, at least for Flix. That bomb's not going to join him right now. A couple of smokes coming in. A little bit of motion here and there, but not giving away the full game. It looks like a bit of a late mid play, but Tex has been cut off by that Molotov. The smokes come up, and again, delays coming through here. 57 seconds. They don't really have a step towards a bomb site yet.
This is the thing. They are establishing some mid control. It's just when they decide to go, they're going to have to pick up the pace. This is very slow going. They've been cautious. They don't want to lose too many players as they kind of get into position. Flick's playing a dangerous game. Just a dry peek at contact towards the bomb site. It's a stack underneath the balcony, though. Golden and JW both there. One
Flicks.
Molotov could ruin their
There
day.
we go.
And here it comes. I think Golden can actually stay safe above it. Maybe not. Flashbang in, and yeah, he's burning. He's got to get out of there. Needs at least 1 kill, but will they expect JW? They do. A lot of damage being done to these Chiefs players, and Crims can't get enough, but Lekro is here. And a 1-on-4. And now he's given up his position. That's a nice
Great
shot from
work.
Tex to the follow-up. A triple kill for him. That was very nice for Chiefs. Slowly encroaching in on that bomb site. And the double stack on our balcony doesn't work out.
Yeah, we really saw that patience being fantastic for Chiefs. They took their time, took that mid control, peeled back towards A, and as said, that Molotov just towards that dark corner, forcing those 2 players into such a horrible predicament. Fnatic got called out, can't do it again, won't get away with it again, I can imagine. That's going to have to be a consistent now coming from Chiefs, I can imagine, but still.
Honestly, that's a surprising setup for me to see both Fnatic. They're usually at least someone peeking, right? They like to be aggressive. They're willing to take the fights for 2 players. Oh, look at this A-rush, though. This is going to be fast-paced. Texas surely saw where that nade came from. Crims is going to win it anyways. And that's Golden just being a distraction.
God.
They all went for him.
Oh, no. It was. I love the theory. Theoretically, it's not a bad plan at all, but, theory doesn't always work against these guys. We've got a 2v3, however. Bomb is down by A. That's very hard to recover unless you fight your way through it. Let's see what these 2 guys can do. We've got Flix and Sterling. Sterling was still with the AWP. He did strike pretty well. We saw it in the last round, actually. I think he got 3 kills, if I'm not mistaken, in that one. So certainly has potential in this. Or was it Texture? Excuse me. But now Flix works his way up towards Palace. So looking for a new angle on this. But they still have the player by connector. But he's backed away from this. So there is real play to be had here. Obviously, we have the full information. They don't. 1 player towards CT. Obviously, for the CT side, and 1 on site.
I have to imagine they're going to allow Sterling to try and take the contact, or at least that first fight with the AWP. Flush has got one as well towards CT spawn. You've got Golden inside the bomb site. This is not going to be easy, and I know there's smoke coming out. And this is the danger. He's going to beat that. He's going to find it.
Nice.
Flusha wasn't ready. Yeah, that's beautiful. Flix is the next one up. His peek towards Palace doesn't work out, and now Sterling has to enter into the bomb site with an AWP, find 2 players. Bomb is down out in the open. And he's going to push forward. He's actually going to try and go underneath Lekro. And Golden is spotting for it. 5-1 for Fnatic. And it all started with that Crims double kill.
I like the theory in that. You can see the individual players there for Chiefs.
Yeah,
They have power. It's just, again, how does that one-to-one match up with Fnatic? And two, do you still have the depth to keep going?
And especially when you think on this map specifically, Crim's always been known to be one of the best players in that role, in that position at the top of connector for the CT side. It's such an important position to play, and you can see why. You know, if there's pressure on the A bomb site, he's got to be able to spin and help out. He's got to be able to cover mid and help out there. Flusha with the pre-fire around the corner, easy headshot, and he's going to continue. Another one, a follow-up, and the bomb's out in the open, which means the SMG can do that much more work, but going to get tempered a little bit, you'd imagine, because of that dink actually getting caught in the box and somehow surviving.
How is he alive? Apoc praying for that shot to hit. Doesn't happen. Crims is there. And Sterling has the firing squad staring him down, and it's going to be a dramatic scoreline now for Fnatic, starting to build quite nicely for themselves. Chiefs, again, money is in, you know, that awkward spot where it's those sporadic buys coming through. You're not getting that consistent money. Of course, the plants aren't really there, but you've got to hope that they can get something decent out of this. Wondering if the AWP comes out again. Didn't see too much with it.
I don't think he'd bring out the AWP because you'd have to have text to drop it over,
Yeah.
right? And he wouldn't have armor, and then he'd be getting an AK in return because Sterling obviously the one who's going to be using that. So not an ideal scenario for Chiefs to be in. So I imagine we'll see a 5 AK setup with some light utility, maybe go for an execute style. You know, what we talked about in the pregame, we can circle back to that, is needing, you know, that second and third option when your initial plan fails. And we've seen a lot of very basic stuff out of Chiefs that's just not going to work against Fnatic. We saw some heavy plays towards the B bomb site. We saw it in the pistol round. We saw it in the third round where they were just stopped cold. Then we've seen some, you know, a hit towards that A bomb site. We saw the one round they win was actually quite a nice slow-paced mid-control into an A bomb site, but the follow-up, the uppercut through Palace and up the ramp, didn't really work after that. So you can see on the screen there, technical pause. You can see headsets off the players, which is never a good sign. But don't worry, our voices are not being broadcast there, so not giving away the game in any way.
Yeah, they're fine. They can't hear us. Poor guys, if they could, that'd be terrible. Fnatic chilling though. Look at that. Perfect. But yeah, curious what the issue is.
Flash is having a great time. It looks like he's on the beach. He's
That's
just
what he's
like,
imagining right now.
yeah, he's like, well, he's yawning, so there's that. Jet lag.
Jet lag, it's a thing, all right?
But yeah, you think he's just closing his eyes and he's like, Bondi Beach, Bondi Beach.
Is there an event straight after for these guys? I'm kind of curious because they're on the road a lot. I actually don't know if they're going straight into
I
anything
believe
else.
I don't think they qualified for Dallas.
Okay.
So no, there shouldn't be anything after this.
All right. Then maybe they got a little holiday coming up. Probably not. Probably a million online games to play. But yeah.
Well, Pro League's over, so I'm not sure if ECS is quite done yet.
Yeah, who knows, honestly. Online CS, it is the endless amount. But if you are just tuning in and you maybe don't know CS that well, and maybe you just fancied having a glimpse at what was going on here at IEM Sydney, you're wondering why the scoreline looks so dramatic. Fnatic are the favourites here, coming in, of course, from Europe, being that kind of bread and butter of good Counter-Strike out there. Chiefs could have caused an upset, and they still could. It's only 6-1, bear in mind. They certainly have the potential to. We've seen plenty of those moments, but the level of Counter-Strike obviously coming out from surrounding the likes of Fnatic and players like JW, a classic, a bit of a vintage player. You're going to expect these sort of results and those sort of, I guess, plays to come out very early on. Texter, again, trying to find that moment through middle. This worked out quite well for them before. We've seen them having relative success, but again, converting that into a round, not happened yet.
Problem is, you can see the mini-map, all those yellow-orange terrorist dots are all concentrated in middle. There's no actual second front to an attack. Even if they were able to gain mid-control, which they didn't whatsoever. A nice mid-round aggression, pop flash over, everyone pushes forward, 7-1, but JW with that pick towards Palace pretty much prevented any kind of a pinch towards that A-bomb site. So tough for Chiefs, and now you get to see where do they go from here. Plenty of money being built up by the Fnatic side. It should be easier here. Chiefs going to start getting, you know, a pretty nice buys coming out as that losing bonus builds up. They're going to be stuck right around 2,000 after this, or right now at the moment, and then, you know, be able to really have a solid buy in the next one. That's when we'll see the op come out. We'll see if that changes the way they can play things.
You'd hope there's more looks to it, right? Again, if you're going to come into this map, you've got to have something to be playing for. Smoke, excuse me, flash. High flash to come over. Probably just going to swing on that, try and get one of those deagles to find a target. And there is Golden actually going to find Texter first. And now we're going to see the crunch come in. It's Crims. Crims all over it. Ooh. Oh, that was lovely from Crims. Beautiful, beautiful work. And yeah, this is just them enjoying themselves, it looks like.
There is, in case you viewers at home haven't noticed, there's a small glitch in the overlay, so don't worry, there's not two Texters in there, and that fifth player on Chiefs is buying AK-47s.
Overlays. I assume that was the players
That's
had to
from that
reconnect.
technical pause, obviously a Counter-Strike restart. So either way, 8-1. And Fnatic now just kind of ramping up into domination mode. And we all love domination mode.
Sometimes, you know, as long as you've got the safe word sorted out, it's all good to go. Ro8 pushing up towards middle. Maybe looking for a flash in. Maybe just wants to go for it himself, doesn't necessarily need it. It feels like he's up to the fight. No AWPs coming out for the T side, and JW being the commander in underpass. A little go at it, backs away, adjusts towards connector, and Ro8 still holds so much ground here. But this is a brave play, considering that no one's watching his underpass. This is something that he's only got a timer set to for so long, where he feels safe. Tux, though, seems aware this has potential to be played out. Gonna flash his way in, catches Ro8 well, Molotov towards connector, but does he go through it? He's got JW in window, and there's Ro8. Good adjustment, not quite enough though. Texter gonna try and make the most of it, actually gets the job done, but by then you can see Ro8 capitalized. He found another player, so again, it seems always that Fnatic find those advantages.
Yeah, heroic actually effort from Texter coming through that Molotov. Not taking too much damage, so not the biggest deal in the world, but just wasn't able to get there in time to save his teammate. Bomb is dropped towards the back of mid for Chiefs, and even though they're pressuring this B site, it's gonna have to be Flix who rotates around to pick it up and meet him over there. And actually no one from Fnatic defending this B bomb site. So a little bit interesting. Flusha is going to be able to spot it from Catwalk, and he's kind of feeling that timing now. Doesn't feel any pressure or presence in mid. And he's going to find actually Texta. He had a shot onto the back, but APOC is watching exactly for that. So recovery time for Fnatic, and it's JW to take off the face of Texta. Now rotating around, he's got the smoke to cover him. And that smoke is not ideal for the Chiefs side. Allows a gap and allows freedom, and JW's just going to wait.
And the time that's been bought with that bomb being left so far back. Now JW is right there. He's not backed away for a second. This guy's out for blood. You got 7 seconds, APOC. Where's your mind at right now? 4 seconds now. Plant's unachievable. Goes for the fight. He gets one. No reason to peek for Crims. He knows better than that. And another one on the board. It may be close, but it's certainly not close overall.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for it.
Come on. I've done so many cheesy lines already. Like, I have like a, I don't know, there's got to be like a count. You've got to be able to get to like 5, and you're like, all right. You just...
That's your quota? 5 per day or 5 per game?
At this point, this is the only content I have, so 5 per game. Help me out
Just
here.
the career-building puns.
It's it. If Tosspot had a career at some point, okay, I've got potential. The thing is, everyone remembers him for his good stuff, but you listen to the vast majority, there was some real spicy meatballs in there.
It was early days.
It was
the
the very
commentary
early
scene.
days. Yeah. Oh. Now you're a bit worried, aren't you, APOC?
JW's going to challenge that.
He is going to challenge it.
You
It's like,
know
what
it.
angle? How is he going to do it? Is he going to go closer? Oh, he's had a little toy with it.
He actually messed up the angle as well. That would have been a chance, but the flashbang forcing APOC back. But Crims is here. Crimson Golden. Not making the mistake of doubling up underneath balcony. It's just that op to try and open things up, and with mid presence gone, they just kind of have to hit, and Sterling's going to be blocked off by this smoke. Here's Golden with the pre-fire, waiting for that hit to come in. It's not coming. JW now going to win against APOC. It took a little bit to find that battle, although APOC does get the first kill on Electro to open things up, and JW now again out in the open waiting for the easy
brazen.
kill, and now it's Flix who picks up the op to outduel him.
We love to see it. Give us a bit more of that. Let's go, Chiefs. Something to talk about here. Crims is waiting. The crossfire's there. It's awkward, but it might just work. Golden, you got to hit that. He does. Texter goes down. Crims now swings. You can see Flix left in a 1v3. The utility reigns in. He gets forced away. I think I see why he's called Flix now. The sensitivity looks
Fast.
real high. Here we go. Nade. Swing. Doesn't get the shot through. He wanted that one. Oh, that's a shot, though. Golden goes down 24 seconds. Has he tamed Fnatic, though? That's the question. Where are you going to go here? Flix, what are you going to do? How are you going to get this done? Is there anything you can achieve, or is it... Does he have time?
No, but here's the
just
thing.
time to save the AWP,
Yeah,
I
you
guess,
just
really.
save the op. I thought he might go for it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this isn't a bad save at all, because you're gonna have the armor, you're gonna have all the utility. Your teammates are making the bonus money, so they'll have AK-47s or
Why
at least
not?
able to drop it over. So it's still going to allow you to have a solid buy and 3 kills. At this point in the game, like, you can't really hang your hat on reset in the economy, because it's not going to get you too many advantages. It might get you maybe 1 extra round if you're able to actually make it happen, but it's not going to have any lasting effects on the game overall. And here it comes. AWP on Sterling, AKs on the rest. 1 to 10 Chiefs. Remember, this is what we talked about with Boot. That first half, you really just want to make sure you're competitive moving forward. You want to make sure you have a chance, an opportunity in the second half to build something. Chiefs haven't yet given themselves a chance to do that the way that Boot did. These last 4 rounds are crucial for them. again, it looks like mid control going to be coming out for Chiefs. Base of Catwalk smoked out, flashbangs ring out as they make their way towards top mid. Tuck's going to be able to smoke off JW, but Crims is here waiting. Aggressive over the top of this smoke. Some presence established by Chiefs here as they have top mid, they have base of Catwalk, and they have one coming in underpass, but no real peaks yet for Fnatic, looking for that timing to where two players can fight against one.
JW. The AWP sometimes in his hands can look like a shotgun. Don't get it twisted. Texter does get control in towards connector. This is nice. Gotta be careful of short. He knows that's got potential to have pressure on. No one can really lock that down. They don't have anyone in Delpan, so it does look like that play back towards A. He can maybe hold this. If he can pressure towards jungle, that's great. Any more, he's kind of getting very risque with this. Crims to find Tux, and now Texter needs to find something. And he's been caught. He left it a little too long. He just waited for that second. He could have held a bit of a different angle. Could have all been different, and sadly, it's been unraveled. Sterling, he makes it look quite good. I'll give him that, and I'll give him that shot too. JW goes down the third. Sublime. Give me some more. Let's see what we got. Nah, Crims had enough. He's had enough. We've seen some potential really fun AWP clips so far, and then they just get cut off.
Yeah, that's a nice
little tease.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if I like that sort of tease. That hurts me.
No, that's not the good kind, is it?
No, like Oscars was like, I'll let that happen, but that was just. You know.
Yeah. Well, Crims had a really nice off angle as well.
Yeah.
I think that play from Texta it's obviously easy to criticize him taking that pathing, you know, after it's all said and done and after it kind of failed. It's tough to make. That's a long route to go to expect no one to be able to spot you out from Fnatic. And obviously, the safe play is just to wrap around towards window and kind of cut off any kind of rotation, but he really wanted to help his team get into the bomb site. That's the decision you make. Do you help your team get into the site? Or do you make sure that no reinforcements can come for Fnatic? And here's a lot of pressure being put on, but Crims is handling it. Tap, tap, tapping away, and Crims for the reload. I don't think Sterling realizes he's here. I think Sterling thinks he fell all the way back into the window room, but now that angle to the left, and Crims isn't expecting it. Looking like Chiefs has a great chance to get their second on the board. Lekro with the AWP gonna have to rotate over. I know he's the B defender. I imagine he would switch out for an AK at some point, but not happening quite yet. Content with the CZ. He's got a smoke nade to work with as he climbs his way up the stairs. Looking for any information. He spots some, but had to get that kill if he wanted a chance, and it doesn't come out. Nice round from Sterling. A triple for him to get Chiefs their second. And they've got the money pretty much exhausted for Fnatic, but like I mentioned earlier, the most it can really do if they win this, maybe it gets them one extra round, but no huge impact on the half overall.
No. If anything, it's just that when I look back on HLTV, I won't be sad. Look, Chad has those games. Asking about Titan on train.
Ooh, is that the one they won? No, they won a Mirage.
No, I think they did like a really close game, and he individually had a good game, so it's like, just look at this.
It's one of those?
Yeah, it's one of those. We'll see. Maybe this goes better for Chiefs here. Lekro already find APOC is not good news. Generally, Fnatic finding opening kills in these rounds is costing Chiefs a hell of a lot. That's a fair bit of utility being ripped away. JW takes a fight, but doesn't quite get much more for it, expecting the presence from underpass, and he's going to hear this burning. Text position noted, maybe a little distracted as Sterling has been actually really kind of providing a lot of potential there. His AWP work has been good. It's not quite enough to really give much more, but again, you've seen individual plays.
And that one's kind of a gift as well. That's not Sterling kind of hunting down that kill and having a nice shot. That's JW being overconfident perhaps, and fair play to him, why not? Flush has given up his position. You can see Golden putting himself moving over towards top connector to be able to help out if they actually try and pressure Flush up catwalk. That's a crossfire setup that can be so deadly. Here it comes. Flashbang is turned from, and Flush is going to win that one with ease. They needed a second player to be able to trade that one out, and they haven't gotten it, but Sterling again just holding the angle and gets someone to peek into. Crims, though, with this flank,
Oh, that's the
that's
bomb.
the bomb, and that's not good.
No, it's really not. You can see them scrambling to try and get us back, but Lekro's pushed up. That angle is so deep as well. He's made that incredibly tricky for Tex to even check on that. And now Sterling, he's shown some great potential, but you're not going to get it here. Again, this guy, it's like he does do pretty well. It's nice to see a nice bit of individual play, but
Crims is
beyond
having
that,
some real crummy angles, isn't he?
yeah, it's harsh.
It's not fun to deal with.
Harsh.
Just give him a break. 18 and
Yeah.
5 for Crims.
Yeah, it's having a game. Good to see. Fnatic, again, though, it feels like they've always been quite good at playing to these strengths, right? They've always had that good approach of like the disrespect style to a degree where you can just, you play to your level, not your opponent's level, and they do that well.
It's also like I mean, you know, I guess the aggressive players, those kind of guys bring out the most disrespect have always been, you know, JW and Flusha with the kind of plays that they like to make. And then you just have Crims, who's like the solid fundamental anchor. And it's playing out exactly in that fashion here on this map. You've seen it a number of times. 3 players at the B-bomb site for Fnatic. They have a phenomenal read. And this could be another disaster. That's a beautiful nade, and Flusha going to be underneath, waiting to pounce. That's the bomb. 2 kills, though, and now JW's alone with the op. He's got to get more. They spotted him out. They know exactly where he is. And Apoc shuts him down before he can recover. And now he can push forward with the op.
Oh, it did drop down. I was worried that was still up on the ledge. That nade could have been a disaster as Apoc tries to find an angle, tries to find a position. He remembers, okay, short's still a thing. There's a 2v3 retake. Sterling is low. Flick's taken a fair bit of damage. Apoc on the AWP. Golden gets glimpsed. Doesn't quite get the tag he wanted, but the play's coming in through short at the same time. Crims is there. Going to start denying these angles and positions, but Crims does get tagged up. Golden now wants to get the pressure back towards him. The kid on Golden, but Apoc up close and personal does deliver, and again he'll do so. There was a little bit of recovery and maybe a little bit of, I don't know, maybe a bit of hope coming into the second half, but it's minimal. It really is. 3 rounds is not a great deal, and Fnatic look pretty poised here.
Yeah, they're looking ready to close this one out. It's been a great game from them. They've recovered from a lot of different situations and are kind of showing off at points. So Chiefs has a mountain to climb here, and obviously it's going to start with Pistol. But before that, a break. And when we return, we'll have the conclusion of this group stage match.
All right, welcome back to the IEM Sydney groups. We are, of course, on the first day here, and well, we've casted 1 game prior to this. There's been a lot of games going on, and of course, with the A stream and the B stream, but right now, it is Chiefs against Fnatic, and the scoreline has not been pretty for any of the Australian fans.
No, it absolutely has not been. And a rough ride for them throughout that first half, starting on the T side. Fnatic had all the answers and had all the aggression and some great play from guys like Crims, Even Golden actually had some pretty solid holds over towards that A bomb
Yep.
site. So very good job from Fnatic, just getting things done, making sure there's no obstacles, nothing to trip them up in this early group stage. 12-3, and the typical, we always say it, the pistol round is very important for Chiefs here.
Yeah, this could be the window to them coming back into the game. So coming into the pistol round,
I think it's more the window for them to just not lose very quickly.
I'm trying to be nice here, Jason. You know?
Never done that before.
Just with you, all right? You don't deserve it. You're a cruel, cruel man. But that's actually a T-side smoke, so this is nice. They've kind of created a pathway to be able to individually fight towards jungle, take that over. Look at the mid control they've got. They've got ladder room. That's not the word I was actually going to use. I haven't casted CS in a while. Golden has gone down in the meantime, but they have full control. Look at them. They are right behind enemy lines, and it's caught them off guard. Chiefs have no idea what to do about this. Flix is trying to do what he can. Good damage coming out there, but sadly, Chiefs are just losing out in numbers. They're dwindling. And Tux may be able to do something if he got that clean, crisp shot, but now I feel as though he's going to be swarmed, and he is. Flushes there and Crims to deliver the final blow. That's Fnatic looking confident and being kind of creative. I love that smoke. Love the play up towards Connector. I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, they just drove a wedge in that defense. I mean, once they eliminate that window room player, the smoke is there, so no one from A can get anything done as well, and they're able to get through. Even actually pushing through CT spawn towards market is even risky against the USPs, but the fact they pick one up, JW hits a nice shot, and then there's just, I mean, there's nothing that Chiefs can really do once they lose that window room and there's a smoke in their face as well. 13-3, desperation. CZ's Deagles are out on the board for Chiefs.
Let's see if we've got some spicy deagles. Let's see. Any pistoleros on this side? Sterling, what you got for us? We've got the CZs. Stop looking at Australian money. It looks like weird British money. Like there's, like someone gave me, I think it was like a $2 Australian dollar coin, and I was like, that's a pound.
Well,
Give me a quid.
at least it's not Canadian money, the loonies and the toonies.
The what? Your money feels weird though. Like
no,
American
that's-
money just
okay.
feels weird. Like it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
I think it feels great, personally.
Dollar bills. And there's a smoke coming in from the, I think that's the top of mid boxes. Gives them, again, nice bit of work to be done here. Boost for JW. Has a little bit of look. Sterling, not up for the fight. He's trying to find the right way to do it, but
That was a nice note you hit there.
thank you. I've been really working on my vocals.
I've seen you at karaoke, it's not bad.
Shut up. It was horrific. It's the reason I've stopped drinking. Just my own voice, not the actual alcohol. Just, you know, really sobered me up. Anyway, the B hits come through. The bomb is on its way, and sadly, again for Chiefs, nowhere to be seen. Trying to get guns away, trying to do something, but they're locked out. It's very hard to play back in with the CZs, with the Deagles, especially when you're in kind of lockdown mode here. JW gonna have a little bit of a dance towards ladder room and trips over his own feet.
It's not an easy AK to recover, though, for Chiefs, so that's a little unfortunate in terms of maybe the worst kill they could have gotten, in a way. Golden's now here to hold off and even salvage the AK-47. He notes its position and just makes sure no one's pushing upon him, keeping space. Tough part is on Catwalk. If they want to pressure that, almost APOC is able to find Lekro, but not quite. Lekro's now got to evacuate with only 3 HP, and they're going to go through Catwalk, so they're going to have to fight their retreat. Texta can peek whenever he chooses to. So can Tux, but almost seems like they're content to keep these pistols into the next round. But Golden makes a mistake there. Gives a Galil over to Tux. Not the most dangerous weapon, but obviously would have liked to have not done that.
Like a wet noodle. The Galil.
Yes.
Why are you like this? Why can't you just take it for what it is? You know what I mean? Like it's a chocolate teapot. I mean, there's
I didn't know
plenty
where
I
you were
can
going to
go
go. There was a lot of ways you could have done the wet noodle thing.
I bet there is. Let's see what it can do. APOC, no armor, still on it. Tux CZ, still got the utility, so the grenades and the flashbangs. Lekro takes a bit of damage, but do they have any stopping power? Thus far, the answer is no. JW's torn them apart. Getting a little wild in middle, and you can see them leaping down. I don't know what the plan is here, but Flix is doing some work. That USPS does all right for itself. But the problem being, Fnatic are on 15, and if you're new to this, I don't know where you've been, but it's match point marker. Best of 1, 15-3. Chiefs sadly feel like they haven't even turned up to the server.
No, yeah, I mean, they haven't really had a whole lot. I mean, at
You
least
said I was too nice earlier, and now you give me that noise.
No,
There's no pleasing you,
I was
Jason.
actually going to agree with you. That's my thinking noise. That's my I have to think of what I'm going to say next noise.
Ah.
At least with Boot, like there were some things that we saw that were like kind of cool, some small teamwork things that didn't really translate into a whole lot of rounds. With Chiefs, unfortunately, it just feels like they've kind of gotten battered. They have had a few nice individual rounds, but overall, that full picture, you know, they had that one good T round with mid control, like constructing onto the A bomb site that yielded them their first, and then from there just weren't able to build on it with anything. And now Lecro in open space, he's going to challenge and he's going to fight everything. And I think this is all over, Lauren. It will be, in my belief, a 16-3 victory for Fnatic.
It looks as though that is the case. Sadly, we hope to see more from Chiefs down the line, but right now, you're not matching up with Fnatic. This has been a very dominant game, and Fnatic look like they are meaning business here. Tux only gets one. Lecro is there. Good kind of final round from him as well, but overall, great performance from Fnatic. They play to their own caliber. We've seen a lot of times where teams will get complacent or they'll kind of not play to their own standard, and they do get caught out. They let rounds drop, you get those upsets, but no, Fnatic did not flinch for a second.
No, this wasn't even really that wild. You know, we mentioned, you know, we always talk about in these kind of games, you don't want to be the team that's, you know, giving too much respect to the underdogs, and it didn't even really seem like Fnatic was doing too much of that kind of disrespect style. They just played solid performance. Everything was within themselves, you know, maybe just a couple individual peaks, but overall, Fnatic really never got let off the leash too much to where they're kind of throwing things away and just kind of looking silly. Just a couple small peaks with the ops. So you like that aggressiveness, and obviously it pans out 16-3.
You can see the disappointment there with Chiefs as well. Pretty frustrating for them. I can imagine, you know, this is the event you want to show a bit of something. Doesn't quite happen there. Very flat performance, and I hope, as said, if we do see them down the line, that they can maybe give us a bit of a better showing. We get to see some of that potential, because a lot of people do put a little bit of a, you know, a glimpse towards Chiefs and think, okay, maybe they could be the next team to kind of push towards, you know, the European scene, break out a little bit. But you need those performances to back it up.
And you're not going to be too upset with losses if you're Chiefs, if you're making it competitive, right? Like you want to get to like a 16-8, 16-10, 16-12. That's where you're like, yeah, we put up a good fight. You know, a couple rounds, few less mistakes, and we could have had an upset in that best of one. This is just like that. That's where, because you know you've put a lot of preparation, a lot of thought into like, you know, what happens if we actually upset the feeling of actually beating them. So that's where you get the little depressed feelings, sadness.
I get sadness
Tears.
all over. I mean, it's fine. Just have a little breakdown, have a little cry. It's all good.
Well, we have a cry room here for you. I don't know if you noticed.
We do?
That. Yeah.
Where's the
for
cry
when
room?
you have those tantrums. Just soundproof.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, a nice padded room. I didn't really think that was what I needed right now, but I mean, it's nice to know it's there.
At some point.
At some point, it's going to be necessary. So, I mean, it's nice to be prepared for all occurrences. But speaking of everything that's going on, we still have games coming up today, of course, on the A and the B stream. Plenty more to be seen here during the group stages, and things get a little bit spicier. The best of threes will start to loom in just a moment. So, guys, do stay tuned. We'll be back after the break. Well, not us, but other people will be. We'll be chilling out, having a coffee. So, guys, do stick around. We'll see you in a bit.
All eyes are on you.